Most of us know the baseline sound of our homes at night, the hum of a refrigerator, the settling of the floorboards. But when a completely foreign noise breaks that silence, a heavy, deliberate creak, the quiet instantly becomes terrifying. In 2003, Beaverton, Oregon was the kind of suburban neighborhood where people didn't overthink a bump in the night. It was an area where residents routinely left their doors unlocked. 34-year-old nurse Diana Sperber was home alone downstairs that late October evening. Her husband was out of town on business, and her children were asleep on the second floor. At 11:47 p.m., Diana was watching the late news when she heard a distinct sound from the back of the house. She listened closely. It was someone inside. In the exact moment an intruder crosses the threshold, the physical security of a home evaporates. The victim is entirely isolated, and their only remaining defense is an external lifeline. Diana quietly walked into her kitchen pantry, closed the door behind her, and dialed 911. Miles away, the call connected to a brightly lit emergency dispatch center. It was answered by Carol Hensley, a 12-year veteran operator. When Carol heard Diana whispering that someone was in her house, she recognized the danger immediately. Carol dropped her own voice to a hushed tone, matching Diana's stealth to avoid alerting the intruder. The dispatcher then initiated the information intake phase. She had to calmly extract Diana's exact address, a critical piece of data that often triggers panic in a caller if rushed. With the address secured, units were immediately dispatched. But those police cruisers were 7 minutes away. During an active break-in, a dispatcher is actively managing the victim's psychology, keeping them anchored to reality while a deadly clock ticks down. Inside the pitch-black pantry, Diana listened as the intruder moved through her home. She heard him opening drawers, his footsteps heavy and unhurried across the hardwood floors. Through the phone, Carol fed Diana small, repetitive questions. This technique forces a caller's brain to process logic, overriding the natural instinct to scream. By telling Diana exactly how far away police were at regular intervals, Carol broke an agonizing 7-minute wait into 30-second survival windows. For 4 minutes, the strategy held. Diana stayed silent while police sped toward her. Then, the heavy footsteps moved out of the living room and began creaking up the wooden stairs, heading directly toward Diana's sleeping children. The passive hiding protocol only works when the victim is the only target. The immediate physical threat to her family forced Diana to abandon her hiding spot. She stepped out of the pantry, grabbed a heavy cast-iron skillet from the kitchen wall, and walked straight to the bottom of the staircase. At the top landing, the intruder stopped. His flashlight swept down the stairs, illuminating the desperate mother standing below him. Rather than attacking, Diana used her connection to dispatch to execute a highly calculated bluff. She told the man she had been on the phone with the police for 6 minutes, that they were already outside, and that they knew exactly what he looked like. Believing he was surrounded, the intruder panicked, ran back down the hall, and crashed through a rear window. Police arrested him in the muddy backyard 94 seconds later. Diana's quick thinking, reinforced by the psychological clarity Carol helped her maintain, successfully neutralized a violent confrontation without a single strike. The man arrested that night was 41-year-old Gerald Foss, a drifter with no fixed address. Initially, it looked like a standard burglary case. When investigators ran his prints through the database, they triggered a critical match. Foss was already the primary suspect in the disappearances of 2 women from neighboring counties. Detectives subsequently searched Foss's vehicle and uncovered forensic evidence linking him directly to both missing women, confirming they were dealing with an active, mobile killer. In 2005, Foss was convicted on 2 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to serve 2 consecutive life terms with no possibility of parole. By picking up the phone to report a single breaking and entering, Diana Sperber inadvertently dismantled a regional pattern of severe, untraceable violence. Today, Diana continues to live in Oregon, where she uses her experience to advocate for home safety awareness and emergency communication training. Dispatcher Carol Hensley received a formal commendation for her actions that night. When asked about her role, she downplayed the heroics, noting that sometimes the most vital thing a person can do is simply stay present on the line. Navigating extreme danger requires immense personal courage, but it is rarely done alone. Often, survival depends entirely on the strength of an invisible lifeline and the calm voice waiting on the other end.